Right, we are live. Obviously, a bit of a delay. First stream. Great start. But new adventures, or new venture, I should say. New podcast, man. Obviously, Gunners and Giggles. Bit of a play on words. Kas, my brother. What's happening? How's life treating you? Let the people know who you are. And yeah, man. Why have we done this, bro? With all the thousands of Arsenal podcasts and content creators out there, why have we started this podcast, man?
First of all, I'm doing great. Got a fresh trim, knees recovered, scored a few goals yesterday, so I'm quite happy about that. But yeah, so I'm that guy, Cass. You'll be seeing us two on the podcast. If you love Arsenal content, then this is the place to be. We cover match predictions, match analysis. We talk about transfers. We talk about all the big things in the footballing world. It doesn't have to even be about Arsenal. It could be big bombshells, big bombers in the transfer market. Yeah. And yeah, I think what separates us from the rest of the podcasts out there is that we've been friends for so long. We know each other. We've been through a lot of downs when it comes to Arsenal compared to a lot of podcasters out there. I know a lot of podcasters out there are quite young. I was watching one the other day and this guy didn't know what year we went invincible. That was crazy. But yeah, it's just going to be good vibes, man. And Gunners and Giggles, alliteration. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. Do you know what? We've been talking about this for a while. Of course, Arsenal winning the league last season. You started off your channel the best season, to be fair, like in recent years. Obviously, I was doing sneaker content. I say was because I'm not really doing much anymore. Maybe a vlog or two and a review here and there. But yeah, I'm going to be focusing on this channel, the Arsenal channel, podcast review, watch alongs, my own stuff. Obviously, you're doing your thing on your channel. Links are down below to both. Who knows if anyone's even going to tune into this, but we got to get the ball rolling sometime. And yeah, we always got a lot to say about Arsenal, bro, even if it's just on a party chat on PlayStation or in person or whatever. And look, you can never have too much Arsenal content, do you know what I'm saying? Because yes, there are some diabolical content creators out there with some horrendous takes, but bro, we've been in the trenches, man. Like growing up, United running the show, literally there was times where it would turn into fights with Spurs and United fans. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this. Obviously, we've jumped on the lineup with Between the Lines with Adnan and Shahan as well. So that's good. Shout out to them. But yeah, bro, let's get into it, man. I mean, transfers. Obviously, the past week or a few days, I should say, it's all been about Vinny. It feels like it's calmed down a bit now, and it's like a bit of anxiety around the Arsenal crowd. We don't know what's going on because he's having meetings apparently with Madrid to see what he's saying and this and that. But do you realistically think it can happen? Because I'm in like two minds. Do you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I feel like, again, with Arsenal, when they are exploring a big transfer, usually they put it off. Mesut Ozil, Declan Rice, even Aubameyang. Never thought in a million years we would have Aubameyang, especially when he's at the peak of his career. Did well for us until the contract extension. But I think there's two ways looking at him. I'm kind of in two minds as well. Every Brazilian's dream, South American's dream, is to play for Barca and Madrid. I think that's why all the best Brazilians, all the best South American players always end up in La Liga. I mean, if you look at the history, Rivaldo, R9, you've got Ronaldinho, even Kaká. He left Italy and ended up at Real Madrid, even though he just come off winning a Champions League with AC Milan.
Yeah,
all the great South American players love Real Madrid. It's like an honor to play for those two clubs. So him leaving Real Madrid, I feel like, is kind of unlikely. But then again, with Arsenal, we don't know what's cooking behind the scenes. We know Arteta's great when it comes to convincing players. And I think Bert has done a fantastic job so far compared to a lot of sporting directors we've had over the years. Even Edu was great, but Bert is really aggressive. And that's the thing. I think that could be the defining factor, is not even just the player coming to the club. I think it's the way Arteta sells Arsenal, the way we want to go, the direction, the plan, everything. And he's come up against Arsenal already. And he's the only player in history to score against Arsenal. Fun fact, by the way.
Do you know what it is, bro? I think it wouldn't surprise me because the where we're at right now, if you would have told me this 2-3 seasons ago, I would have laughed you out of the place. But I mean, where else could he go where it feels like a challenge? You know, like because the Premier League is arguably, you know, the best league in the world. Arsenal is very attractive. I know I'm saying that because we are Arsenal, but it's London. We're on the up. You know, Arteta's got a great thing going. We built a great culture. He's got a lot of Brazilians in the squad already. Like, people forget this, bro. Like, Martinelli, Jesus still unfortunately there, but we've got Big Gabby. And look, I feel like it's not out of the question that we're getting Alvarez too, because I know wages and everything else comes into it, but we've got a lot to offload. We've got Jesus to let go of. He's on over 100 grand, I think. But yeah, do you think what to you? What do you think the defining factor would be in terms of getting him? Is it outgoings? Is it just things falling apart at Madrid, or like where do you think the factor comes in where we could definitely get him in? Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I think with Mourinho? I don't know what conversations he's probably having behind closed doors. We know he loves his African players, especially up top. That's his lucky charm. He's admitted it. I don't want us to have that Benzema saga where every single year we're linked to him, and then it never happens. But I think us having Brazilians in the squad, especially players that are international level, if we get Bruno Guimaraes as well, that kind of might influence him. You never know. But I think if he does come, I think those players would obviously have spoken to him. I mean, we know Gabriel's spoken to Bruno already and kind of said all the problems you're kind of facing at Newcastle, you won't have at Arsenal. But yeah, I think the question you're asking, will it depend on outgoings? I think it might. I think that will depend on everything, because if you look at the way Trossard was sold, within 2 days we replaced him straight away. So I think that's what Arsenal's probably approach is: get rid of the dead weight that you know is not going to contribute to your season next year, and probably bring in Vinicius then. But it's a bit it's so hard to say. But you know what? I'll give you a little bit of indication. Yeah. So David Ornstein, with every transfer we've had so far, not even like this shame with David Raya, he used the keyword exploring. I don't know if you've seen it online. So every post he's put out where it says Arsenal exploring has come true. So yeah, man. What about you? Do you think how do you think Vinny will fit into our system? Now, don't just think about it attacking wise. Just think about it defensively as well, because unfortunately, I think Arteta makes our wingers basically like a second right back and a second left back. So do you think he will be doing that job?
Like earlier on in the window, obviously it was all about Barcola and potentially Rashford if whatever happens, but Vinny just makes so much sense, bro. Like all round, not just going forward, not just the exciting factor of him being, a potential Ballon d'Or winner in the future. He comes second a couple of seasons ago. Like all these things, bro. His attitude. I know all the antics and the media love to portray him as, oh, he's this, he's that, like he's rebellious when he gets subbed off and all this crap. But you got to think about it, bro. All the racism he's faced, I don't blame him to have all that frustration in him and to look how he looks.
Yeah.
But as a player, there's no denying, bro. Like even for Brazil, he was arguably their best player. Defensively, work rate, on the ball, of course, exciting, attacking wise, everything. He is probably what we need the most on that left, because we've had Trossard, which missed the clutch, where we've needed him. Martinelli, bro, we need to check his ancestry, bro. I'm pretty sure that is not a Brazilian boy, because sometimes I just think, come on now, you'd see that at Wadham Lodge or something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, out of all the positions, you could, as any Arsenal fan will tell you, the left wing we've been lacking for ages, bro, for at least a couple of seasons.
No, definitely.
Saka's done obviously what he's been doing. Madueke's come in, done what he could on that side with his ability and that. But I think the left side, and look, Vinny, any team in the world will take him right now because he's that guy. But I just think there was a word I heard online, like it's a disruptive signing if we get him because of the wages. He's going to demand at least 400, whatever it is. But people forget the shirt sales and everything else. Pay for these transfers, bro. Like when I think PSG paid for Neymar, Mbappe comes in on them wages, but the shirt sales probably paid for half of the signing. at least, or the fees or whatever. So you have to factor that all in. And obviously outgoings that would probably play a big part of it. But again, like you're saying, Arteta has this system, and that comes into it too. But look, Arsenal, bro. I mean, we've seen Liverpool make signings and it's not worked out. But if Vinny, and I don't want to even say this out loud, if Vinny doesn't happen, and obviously it's a big hope more than it's definitely happening at the moment. But who else do you think we should be like throwing everything at? Barcola, Rashford, like Leao? I don't know, man. I don't know who else.
Do you know what? I was thinking about this the other day, and the question I'll probably say is to anyone: who do you prefer, or who do you think will fit better in the system? We know Vinny's sick, but would you say Kvaratskhelia would fit better into our system than Vinny Jr.? Now, remember, Kvaratskhelia is not just an attacking player. This guy runs back as well, supports Nuno Mendes. Saw it against us. He was running back and forth. And right now, he's, I'll probably say, the most informed left wing club level in the world for me. We know Vinny's obviously had his politics and whatnot, like you said, with the racism. But another question is as well. So first, who would you say Kvaratskhelia is better than Vinny Jr.? But do you think Arteta and his approach might be different this season? Do you think he's going for attack as the best form of defense? Because I think that's where we kind of, what we got labeled, we part the bus and, we invite pressure and we're lucky to win the league because, our defense and whatnot and our attack is non-existent. So do you think that's his approach? So, yeah, man. Those two questions. Yeah. Kvaratskhelia or Vinny, who are you picking? For the money as well. Remember, we're talking over 100 million.
Yeah, I love Kvaratskhelia, but bro, I don't think he's moving, man. He's only been there, 2 seasons? Do you know what I mean? He's won the Champions League. Obviously, France isn't the most appealing league compared to the Prem and La Liga, but I can't see him leaving anytime soon because he's arguably on really good money that I know of anyway. Obviously, PSG back-to-back Champions Leagues. Will he want another challenge in the Prem or again La Liga or even Bundesliga? But I think out of the two, I would I don't know, man. I'd probably pick Vinny, bro. I'm not gonna lie, because the longevity, and I know Kvaratskhelia has done it at Napoli and everything, and he's elite. And there's not much in it when you think about all round, because their work rate's amazing defensively, but going forward again, like top tier. But I just think in terms of getting exciting, I think Vinny is probably, he's just got that edge. He's got the name, he's got the brand, if you want to say it that way. But it kind of feels like when we would have got an Ozil or an Aubameyang, because bro, before them, we weren't really signing those players like a Sanchez and that. We weren't really getting them players because it would be, we'd get players, build them up until that level, and then they'd leave to a Barcelona or Real Madrid and whatever. But it feels like the shoe's on the other foot this time. But yeah, to your other question, I feel like Arteta's season last season, it played like injuries played a big part of it, because Odegaard came in, bro, injured, came back in, injured. Saka played like less than half a season. Declan Rice was flogged to the ground. Like all these factors played into how we played. But at the same time, how many years, bro, we were growing up thinking, we play such great football, tiki-taka, Wenger ball, all of this. Bro, we used to get bullied, man. We used to get bullied off the park, not win anything, barely get top 4, didn't get top 4. But this time it's the other way, innit? So I don't know, man. Like, do you think we could go another season playing this ugly and win? Because I don't think so, bro. Like, my heart can't take this stuff.
I don't think so. I feel like, do you know, not last season, the season before, teams kind of worked out Martinelli and Saka are the reasons why Arsenal are scoring. So they neutralized them by doubling up. Both man marking Saka, both man marking Martinelli.
Yeah.
And bro, we had probably one of the worst scoring seasons that year to a certain point anyway. So I feel like if you keep repeating the same thing, I feel like sooner or later our team's set up for it. And kind of like after halfway through the season, a lot of teams that were doing low block against us because they were so scared that Arsenal brings so much pressure actually started playing higher against us. And then we actually couldn't, plan for it. I remember April, bro, we lost the most games. We didn't win a game in April. or I think it was one game, because teams started to realize that if you actually play out Arsenal's game and give it back to them, they can't handle it. So this is the thing. I feel like teams somewhere find a hole and explore it. But yeah, I think with the wages, obviously it's 400k, but we've given Ozil 350, and that was back then. Like Arsenal do have the money, like you said. We're one of the most. I think we're the most profitable club in the whole of Europe in terms of revenue. Like we made like over 700 million.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I think as well, don't you think like the Cronkies and their approach to Arsenal now was about revenue before, but I think they kind of realized that the more you win, the more revenue your club will generate. Because obviously we know Americans don't really care about our sport like that, but they care about the money. But I think they've kind of realized that the more you invest, the more money you can make back.
Yeah, I mean, look, bro, I think there was a certain stage in the Champions League, like a match day is more profitable in terms of tickets, advertising, everything, than winning a Carabao Cup. And that's just one game in the Champions League. And I don't know if it's in the group or the table stage, whatever it is, the league phase. But when I saw that, I was like, wow, when we made it to the final, bro, yes, we didn't win it. Arguably, like that's the thing we haven't got that, rival fans have over us. But I think the way we've set up, even from when Arteta like took over, getting rid of all these players that just were disruptive and just didn't fit the system or disciplinary and stuff. He's changed from the inside outwards, bro. And obviously you got United that are still trying to do that all these years ago since Ferguson left and everything. But this is why I can't rule it out, bro. Like a mad signing like Vinny, because why can't we afford it? Because we're passing up on Rodgers because we're valuing him at a certain, bracket, I guess. But a Vinny, bro, that's arguably top 3 signings, in the world right now. Do you know what I'm saying? That you can make.
Yeah.
Because he's only, 25? When you think about
it. You get about a good 5 years out of him because, Brazilian wingers, bro, after 30, I don't know what happens to them, but they just got a huge decline, like a decline you've never seen before. Brazilian wingers, after 30, boom, they're done. Like they're MLS level. Yeah. But I think with Arsenal as well, because we're not used to big signings, only recent years, it's like we're just flirting with the ideas. So it's kind of like we don't have that expectation, or we feel like we're not good enough, which I kind of need to get out of my head as well, because, bro, we just won the Premier League. We're always fighting for, Premier League in the last few years, even though we didn't spend crazy amounts. Well, we did spend crazy amounts, but we're kind of building up to this point. So I feel like the philosophy in Arsenal has definitely changed the approach.
Yeah.
And with Vinicius Jr., I feel like he would thrive in Arsenal. Well, I hope so anyway. But I feel like his good outweighs the bad. No matter how much people probably talk about his theatrics and his defensive work is quite lazy, but bro, we have to be honest, man. Real Madrid is literally, let's buy every good player and it's just vibes on the pitch. They don't even have a system, bro. Like, I think when they beat Dortmund in the final, I think it was lucky. Dortmund just missed their chances and Real Madrid just capitalized. Like Ian Maatsen, he passed it to Vinny Jr., who just, when he did a back pass and then he scored.
I remember, yeah.
And I think Dortmund had more clear-cut chances than Real Madrid that season. But Real Madrid, man, it's a hard club to refuse and just say I want to leave, because they've got so much history. The climate's better. They cater for their players, and with Arsenal, they think about the club. Whereas Madrid, they know that without the players, things wouldn't be happening, like 15 Champions League. So that's another thing as well, man. But I think this as well with Real Madrid, we've seen it with Casillas. When they're having a bad patch, bro, like the fans, the club, they don't appreciate the players. Like Arsenal, we appreciate the players. Like we've given players like Xhaka a second chance when they've not had the best time with the fans or the club. So that's another way of looking at it. But here's a thing as well. Vinicius Jr., or Alvarez, which one do you think personally is more likely to happen though?
The thing is, I want to ask you a different question. Like, who do we need more? Because you could say, we need a striker in that, but we've just got Gyökeres, which, bro, Alvarez are obviously I would take all day over Gyökeres, but I still don't think we've seen the best of Gyökeres in an Arsenal shirt. Even though his first season, 20-odd goals, like still good for your first season, acclimatizing. He weren't really fit the first 3-4 months anyway, because he missed the preseason and everything. But I think the left wing, bro, like when was the last time we had a left winger that actually did what they were meant to do? I think Martinelli about 4 years ago, bro.
Sanchez, bro.
Oh, yeah. But I think Martinelli, that year where him and Saka was just like, oh my days, like they were unplayable, bro. Probably 4 years ago, 4 seasons. But yeah, even before that, Sanchez. But before that, I can't even think of one, bro. Probably Perez or Youngberg, whatever, like before that. So, but yeah, I think if I had to pick one, I'm thinking more, who do we need more? And I think it is Vinny. And obviously it is Vinny to a lot of people anyway. But our strike, like our attack, I still don't think we'll get fixed with just a striker. Because then who goes on the left then? Do you know what I'm saying? But what are you saying though? What do you think?
Thing is, with Vinny, bro, if we got him, and if I had to pick right now, and we can get him like that, I would get Vinny Jr. because obviously he's a natural left winger. But the thing is with Alvarez as well, he's versatile up front. He can play left, right, and up front. Like you're saying, I kind of agree. I don't think we need a striker like Havertz, bro. He's been ridiculed with injuries this season. And Marino as well. He's like the third choice striker. But with Vinny Jr., bro, like when he comes on, he's a game changer. We have to be real. Like, if you watch his highlights against City, bro, I think it was like when they had Benzema there, when Ronaldo just left.
Yeah.
No, this is just after COVID. And they won like 5-4 on aggregate, bro. Like, the way he ran from the middle of the pitch, I think he nutmegged Fernandinho, ran past Walker as well, and scored that solo goal. Like, bro, we haven't had that for so long. Like, I know we had a similar goal against Madrid when Marino threw balled it to Martinelli last year, but you know that type of player where you just give him the ball, bam, he could just make magic on his own.
Yeah.
We've not had that, bro. Even like with Saka, he's a game changer. Like if you come on as a sub, but he's not electric like Vinny, bro. Like Vinny, he's scary. Like defenders when they play against him, they have a hard time.
Yeah.
Like with Saka, he's going to cut inside on his left. It's so bait. That's what he does. He gets it. He pulls it off most of the time. But with Vinny, bro, like he's one of them players where you have to really prepare for it. And I think with Arteta, he can bring out the best in him even more. I think because right now, I don't think Madrid are known to develop players.
Yeah. No, it's true, man. I mean, look, I put Saka up there with world class, elite. When he's fit, when he's got a run of games going. We're playing for him. Odegaard's ticking too. Obviously, them two, that chemistry is great with Ben White as well. But I think there's a level above that Vinny's at. And that those, like an Mbappe's, who else could you put there, bro? Like Salah in his peak. Do you know what I mean? I think they're just a level above. And look, Saka could still get there. And obviously, injuries have really held him back the past season or two because we've relied on him so much. It's only last season when we got a Madueke who isn't on the same level, but could still, you could still get a song out of him, like when he's in the mood. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think Vinny and with these sort of elite players, like I think there's world class and I think there's elite, and I think Vinny's elite. But I think they just have that fear factor, bro. Like even doubling up doesn't work, bro, because they find a way. Because these elite players, half the time, I don't even think they know what to do. It's just instinct. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not so much a system they're relying on. And I think that's why it's worked so well at Madrid with Ancelotti and stuff. Because he's a vibes man. Like he's a man manager. Tactics are there, but he's like, you know what? If it works, it works. If it don't, just do your thing. And I think that's another thing. Like, is he a system player, bro? Like Arteta is all about systems, and everyone has to breathe at a certain tempo. Everyone has to, be on a certain part of the pitch at a given time. You lose the ball, you tuck in, like all these things. Do you think a Vinny can play in a system like an Arteta system?
I think with Vinny, he kind of gives you that nostalgia, that old school Brazilian vibe where he doesn't flourish because of a system. It's just natural talent, like step overs, cut in, shoots. When you don't predict him shooting, like that's the thing. Like it's a good question. Will he fit into a system? But I think if he was to come in I think Arteta, Berta, these guys know that he's not a system player. So I think they'll try to cater to him because, bro, we know Vinny, he's better than Saka right now. Like, Vinny's always in the Ballon d'Or talkings. So I think they'll try to put a system in place where he flourishes. So you never know. I mean, bro, if I see him playing strike, I wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah,
At some points, I wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah, it's true.
Because
Cass, I have to interrupt you, bro.
Go on.
We have got our first super chat of the new podcast. Well, not super chat, obviously chat.
Yeah.
Big up Rodney. Yeah, shout out Del Bueno.
Big up Rodney.
This is interesting. I just wanted to bring it in what he was going to say. Havertz 280, Jesus 250. So these two should be sold and give to Vinny. The issue about Vinny is, can he play without a winter break? You see? And that's what a lot of players get put off by the Prem, because arguably that's the time you need to rejuvenate and stuff. But we're going back to what we said earlier about the outgoings can affect a signing like this. Do you know what I'm saying? But I mean, Jesus, bro, like, what's he doing there, bro? Like, is he's just there to pat the dog win or what? Like, because he ain't really been in Arteta's plans for a while now, man. Like, where'd you see this?
I think with Jesus, bro, he's 29. He's on 250, and the thing is, it's hard to push him out the door because no club wants to take on that wage. Like AC Milan are kind of exploring the deal, as you say, but they're saying because his wages are so high, they need to bring the fee lower because they can't cater to 250 a week, and he's going to want that because he's at that age where he's kind of in the latter stage now of his footballing career, and he wants to make the most money as he can.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm surprised that no Saudi club has approached Arsenal for Jesus, because I think that was the case. I think it would have been sold ages ago. He is on crazy wages, of course, coming from City. He's not looking like he's going to be playing for Arsenal. I think with the additions that we're getting in, if we do get those players in, plus injuries as well doesn't help. With Havertz, I'm going to be honest with you, he's on high wages. Now, much as he gets ridiculed, I like Havertz, bro. I think him and Gyökeres work really well together. And I can understand why he's in the team.
Yeah.
How about you? Do you feel like Havertz, we can find a better replacement?
You know, Havertz, yeah, he's one of the most confusing and frustrating players because technically he's up there with the likes of a Berbatov. I don't want to say a Bergkamp, but he's in between those two, yeah. But there's just sometimes like the finishing and the decision making, I'm just like, bro, man, like there's so, like, you know, Gyökeres, yeah, he gets in positions, you know what's going to happen. What with Havertz, I feel like you expect so much because you've seen these little pockets of brilliance, you know, obviously even Champions League final, like, wow, you know, all these things. He's bailed us out a couple of times as well. But the money, like once you give a player like that money, it's kind of hard to shift, like you said, because why would they move? And do we do a thing of paying off the rest of the contract like we've done for Aubameyang, get rid of the wages once and for all, just pay it all outright? Because even if you're not doing that, you're running a risk of these players getting worse, which arguably with age they do, by injuries as well. Because Jesus has already had a couple dodgy injuries, which has hindered his career. But I think with Jesus, you could even explore paying half the wages or paying somewhat of the wages until the contract's finished. Because once a Vinny's not interested, bro, and once he signs that big deal with a Madrid or even an Arsenal, whatever, like, it's going to be hard to get him out of that deal, bro. Do you know what I mean? But
I think,
I don't know. So
I think with Jesus, the most likely option, I'll probably say, because he's only got 1 year left. I think that's why they're trying to aim for 20 million, is a loan deal. But then by the time he finishes his loan, his contract's expired if he goes up for a year. So that could work where they pay half the wages. But when it comes to sales, Arsenal are really poor. The biggest player we've sold in terms of money is Chamberlain to Liverpool. I think it was like 35 million, 38 million. We're really bad when it comes to recouping money. I think when we had Van Persie, like the caliber player he was, and for the amount he went, I think today we would have made like 80 million if we sold him. Because the way he was like one of the best strikers in the world at that time. But I don't think we're going to be getting any, And I don't think Arsenal are really concerned about the money too much. I think it's about getting them off the wage books. I think Arsenal
Yeah.
kind of realize how much money they can save or where they can reinvest it rather than looking at, getting the most money for him as a transfer fee. But yeah, man, I don't know. But there's Havertz, there's Jesus. How do you feel about Martinelli? Do you feel like he needs to go as well if Vinny comes in? Because I doubt there'll be 3 spots for left wing. I highly doubt it.
Yeah. I'm going to put Havertz in this as well, yeah, because throughout the squad...
I'm just going to put my light on here, Carol.
Yeah. Like, throughout the squads, you could tell who's just an Arteta player. But if they were in any other team with the same ambitions that we have and had and whatever, they would have been gone a long time ago. And I think Martinelli's in that. Like, as much as I would want to sell him, if we're using him as a second winger behind, if we sign a player or, Solis comes in and just blows us all away, I don't mind that because we've seen the impact he can make in the Champions League or coming off the bench, that equalizer against City, which arguably could have, got us over the line in hindsight. Well, did get us over the line, like with these clutch moments. But you can't rely on a Martinelli week in, week out. Like we've tried it the past 2-3 seasons. It's just not worked. He's scared to take on a man like he once did. And he's not even on that much compared to, a Jesus, a Havertz. But you could just tell like these players are Arteta's guys. Like Arteta would just he'd die for them. Like it's one of those, and I think they would as well for him. But yeah, I don't know, bro. I think going back to Vinny just quickly before we wrap that bit up, I think with that sort of signing, rivals are scared, bro, because that's all it takes. Because that's the thing we've been lacking. Like, yes, we've been doing well, progressing over the past couple of years. We finally won the Prem, but I think we haven't had that marquee signing apart from a Declan Rice, you could say. And that was the one I was like, bro, we've paid over 100 million for a player. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. And look, we're in the conversations for a Rodgers, for a Vinny, like these sort of players now, because like you said, we're probably I think Kas has ducked that. We probably put the most money into the club through, profit and everything else, bro. Kas is back. Are you back, Kas?
Yeah,
yeah, so obviously getting all that profit throughout the years, ticket prices, merch, bro. We release merch every 2 days. Do you know what I mean? Like it's working. It is working. But yeah, man. I mean, all right. So we spoke about left wing, which arguably is probably the bit in the squad that we need the most. Striker. Do you think, like we spoke a bit earlier, but do you think we could get away with not signing another striker? Like, where do you see that?
I think we can. I think for us, the issue was lack of creativity. Bro, Gyökeres was working like a horse, like running, pressing. He got into so many great spaces, but nobody was giving him the ball. He was getting no service. And I think that's why Solis is in, because he's basically one of the assist kings of Europe right now, in terms of numbers-wise anyway. So I feel like with him, he'll definitely unlock Gyökeres' full potential at the front line. So if we don't invest in the front line, the striker position especially, I don't feel like it'll be a big damper on our squad for next season. I don't think so anyway. I feel like Gyökeres, bro, like 20 plus goals in his first season, and everyone was kind of knocking him after his first few games. I think that's a successful season. Like he's walked away as a Prem champ, and it just shows that he's the right man for the job, because look, we walked away the Premier League in his first season. So yeah, how about you? Do you feel like we need a striker and a left wing, or do you think striker we could kind of leave out?
I think the striker situation, I'm good. Like I don't think it's a necessity, but it's also a bonus if we do, because like you said, we've Havertz played half a season. We got to remember that. Like he got injured the first game, bro, against United. And that impacted Gyökeres because he didn't have a preseason, and we was hearing through the grapevine that Havertz was the first and the starting striker that would have allowed Gyökeres to come in, bed in, get with the team, the chemistry, the fitness, everything. But it didn't work out like that. So obviously Gyökeres is playing catch up. You could tell he was running his socks off, playing so well up until that Burnley game, I think it was. Then he got injured. So he had a bit of a disruptive season as well. Yeah, I think we could get away with not signing a striker. But I think we have to figure out the system to make it work. Do you get what I mean? We can't just play how we played last season and inshallah. Do you know what I mean? Because arguably we've been about wingers, and then the striker's been a bit of a, because before Gyökeres, bro, we turned Havertz into a striker. Marino's been a makeshift. Jesus has been, there and thereabouts, but we haven't really prioritized playing as a number 9 up there. So yeah, I'm the same, bro. Like I don't think we need one, but again, it would be a statement. Again, it would be amazing. Let's move on though, bro.
Yeah, I think we've got to move on to midfield.
Yes, we're on the same page, bro. Same page, same book. He's gone again. What's happening to Kas? Suspense, ladies and germs. And if you're new here, smash a like. Is Kas back? 1 second. Where's Kas?
Oh, yeah. I'm here.
Yeah, you're back. You're back. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was going to say Bruno G.
Yes.
Do you think he's the best candidate in terms of midfield caliber for Arsenal right now, in terms of giving Rice a break and playing his position, maybe alongside Zubimendi or Skelly, or even alongside Rice? Or do you feel like there's better outfield players that we could probably get? Now remember, the fee we're paying is quite hefty for a 29-year-old anyway.
Yeah, but bro, when people say about the market and the fees, and bro, when a team pays 117 for Morgan Rogers, 116, whatever it was for Anderson, and whatever else is going to be happening, Tonali, Fernandez, like all these higher price players that shouldn't be nowhere near those numbers. But that's how the market is at the minute, yeah. But Bruno, 80, 90 million, it's not mad. He's Newcastle's captain, a Brazilian starting 11. He's on penalties for them. Obviously, he missed that last one, whatever. But Prem proven, bro. For me, he just feels like, I know we're going to say it. Yeah, we always say this every season. The missing piece to the puzzle. But the missing piece to that midfield, because we've seen Rice, bro. He's limping every game. He's running into the ground. Zubimendi feels like he had a great first half of the season, but you could tell that winter break caught up on him, the lack of one, and he got roughed up a bit. And I think you need a bit of bite in the midfield, especially in the squad all round, where Bruno gives you that. Like I said, captain material, technically great, mobile in midfield, can get up and down the pitch. If he wants to play a 6, he can. If he wants to play an 8, he can. We've got Miles Lewis-Skelly there as well. But I think with Bruno, looking at who's available and who would make the most sense, I think it is Bruno. And I think the money shouldn't be an issue, because he's 28, going to be 29. He's in his prime as well.
Yeah.
But I think the player that you're signing, bro, you're going to be elevating your whole team with a signing like that right now. But yeah, what do you think though?
I think, with Bruno, like midfielders, especially, I feel like the peak kind of starts at a certain age, and it can go on to about 32, bro. Look at Casemiro. They bought, Man United bought for like, what was it, 60 million? And he was at 31.
Yeah.
And bro, last season, he's still one of the best midfielders in the league at 36 or whatever it was. It is a crazy fee when you think about it. Like, imagine Declan Rice only cost 20 million more, and he was younger at the time. Like, it's crazy. But I think Newcastle's midfield, like that duo, Tonali and Bruno, were the best midfield in my eyes. Like, I think City, they have a good midfield as well, but it's only because of one player, Rodri. But I think with Bruno and Tonali together, like Tonali's kind of like a Rice in that Newcastle system. So you're kind of getting the same midfield that Newcastle had with us if Bruno comes, because our Tonali's basically Rice. And with Bruno, bro, like he's very aggressive going forward. And he could even do the number 10 job if he wanted to, I believe anyway. And then defensively as well, bro, like his numbers are kind of on par with Rice. So if Rice was to, sit out for Bruno to fill his position, then I don't feel like you're losing any capabilities in that midfield, because you got a like-for-like player. And then if you got both of them playing, bro, Arsenal's problem, I think, last season was bringing the ball forward. It was too slow.
Yeah.
It was way too slow.
Yeah.
But with Bruno, I feel like the pace of bringing the ball forward will change dramatically. And then Saka, because I'm assuming that he'll play more on Saka's side compared to the left side. bro, I feel like it'll change the game so much for us. And I feel like we wouldn't be so nervous watching Zubimendi. Because at times, bro, I was so nervous watching him. Because Spanish midfielder coming to a Prem, unless you're like Marino, is quite built, they get bullied, man, at some points. But yeah, I just hope that goes through, man. If we get these three signings that we're looking at, I think this will be an amazing window. Don't you think? Like Bruno, Vinny in the same window, bro. Like this is probably I'll probably say this is the best window we've had if we get those two players.
Yeah, bro. This is what I said earlier. Like the Brazilian spine in our team is mad. Like Gabriel starting 11. Martinelli has always an impact when he comes on in that Brazil team for the squad. Jesus, obviously Richarlison has been playing up there for the most part the past few years, but Jesus was banging, bro, in that Qatar World Cup. That's where he got injured. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, look, Vinny and Bruno, they're probably chatting on the phone like, yo, brother, what are you saying? Like, favelas, let's do this. But no, I think going back to, I think Alf, his name is, big up you, bro. Insane fee for Bruno. Makes signing, Rice signing a steal. Do you know what? I say I agree, but at the same time, it's the current climate, bro. Like everything's gone up. Toilet paper, signings, like everything goes up in it. And what we signed Rice 3-4 seasons ago, and West Ham captain just won that Europa Conference, whatever it was. England starting 11, like all these things play into it, bro. Because you're thinking of shirt sales, you're thinking of the appeal from his specific fan base, and Bruno has big appeal, bro. Because we were after him before he went to Lyon, then Lyon to Newcastle. Has somewhat some Champions League experience as well. We got to remember that.
I agree, man. Bro, look at this. Matheus Fernandes, bro, like Portuguese player, didn't go World Cup. And look how much he went for. And he's not even a starting player. Like Bruno's a starting player for Brazil. But it's mad how you think about Brazil's spine. And a lot of them, you know, a few of the players play for Arsenal. And like Marquinhos plays for a Champions League winning side. But they just can't get it going, man, that Brazil side. It's so weird. But anyway, back to the club football. Matheus Fernandes, bro, 85 million, doesn't even play for Portugal. Didn't even go World Cup.
Relegated twice.
Twice. So I think, like you're saying, man, the current climate, everything's just inflated so much. And I think when you come from the Premier League, or you're an Arsenal team or Chelsea or Man City, teams will try to get the most money as possible. We've seen it, bro. Yeah. We've seen it. Real Madrid paying 100 million for Diamande. Like, he's a 19-year-old. He's not accomplished anything, really, if you think about it. He didn't win the German league. He played terrible at the World Cup. He's had a great season with Leipzig, but to be 100 million, like, it's bonkers, but this is the current climate. And I think because these teams, they want to win so bad and they need to compete, they've got no choice now. So as crazy as it sounds, you never know. In the next 10 years, players might be going for 200.
Yeah, bro, I wouldn't be surprised. And you know what's funny, yeah? When I see a United fan or whoever moan about this current climate, I'm like, bro, you're the reason this is happening in the first place. You're signing a Pogba for silly money, a Lukaku and Anthony, like all these players are overhyped, overpriced. Look, forget them anyway. Good. I'm glad they are where they are. The thing is, I just want to go back to Bruno quickly. 28, he's still Prem proven. Like all these things. Fernandes, like you said, 85 mil, which we'll probably end up paying for Bruno if I think about it. But if you had the choice right now, ask in the chat as well, Kas, out of those two, Fernandes or Bruno, who you picking?
Because I want to win the Champions League right now, and because I want the Prem to stay with us, and I know what this guy can do, I'm going to pick Bruno.
Yeah.
But wait,
the reason I ask you, I agree 100%. But like when Tottenham, and I'm not comparing us because Tottenham are where they are, but when
if you didn't know,
when Tottenham are so comfortable to pay an 85 million for Fernandes, why shouldn't we be paying 80 million for Bruno, who's way better when you think about it, experience, quality, what he does for a team, captain, like all that stuff. Not saying Fernandes is bad, but I mean, for me, it's night and day what they offer. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, Bruno just feels like the missing piece, man. And I think it's just a matter of time. Newcastle are going to be playing hardball because they've lost quite a few players over the past season or two. Obviously, Isak being the biggest one, Gordon now, Tonali
Tonali.
as well. All these players where it felt like, bro, they were going to be creeping into that top four, like talk, not just positions, but as a stature for the Prem. Obviously, the Saudi takeover or whatever else hasn't really worked out, thankfully for us. But yeah,
It's
go on, bro. What are you saying?
no, I was going to say it's crazy how you've got a Saudi backing. You're arguably the richest club in the Prem. Like to be owned by the Saudi prince is crazy. And again, because your brand isn't doing great financially, you can't even spend the money you have at your disposal. It's all the PSR stuff, isn't it? It all depends on how much search sales you make, how much revenue you make, which players you let go of, and wage bill, and all these things make up the PSR and give you that that ability to go and spend money. And Arsenal, after they bought, had a great window last year. I remember David Ornstein, he was tweeting like, even though Arsenal bought like 7 players, they're still within the PSR rules, so they could spend another 100, 200 million if they want. And I was like, that's mad. But then Newcastle can't really buy it. And that's why I feel sorry for them, because they can't buy a high caliber, 100 million, 90 million pound player out there. But yeah, man, I think I feel like this Bruno one's more likely to happen than Vinny, I'll be honest, in my opinion anyway. But yeah, we got a chat, I see. Alf, again, what do you say?
Yeah, he's in hard pick, but I like Zubimendi more. And then he also goes on to say, people forget he was an 8 out of 10 player for 2/3 of the season. Bro, we love Zubi, man. Like, I love him, bro. Like, when he first come, I was like, how's he signed for us? Like, he was on the verge of going Liverpool. He was an integral part of the Euro winning team with Spain. I love him. I still love him. But I think you can't rely on him and Rice for the whole season. That's the problem, because how many times have we seen a City, a United, where there's arguably about 4 centre mids that rotate throughout the season? Rodri with Bernardo, Nico Gonzalez, I think it is.
Kovacic.
Kovacic, like De Bruyne, like all these players who not are similar, but they offer you different things throughout the season. And that's what we haven't had in a long time. I think it's not one replaces the other. It's who comes in for different jobs over the other, if that makes sense. Because there was that game against City where we lost at the Etihad. I think Nico O'Reilly came out and said, he goes, Pep told us before the game, you're so physical, you're so strong, target Zubimendi. And if you watch that game back, or even snippets of it, bro, bam, bam, bam. It was all, every time Zubimendi got the ball, O'Reilly was on him and these players were on him. And I don't think you can do that against a Bruno or a Rice. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's where I feel like these players come in to do different jobs for the team throughout the season. And that's what you need with depth and stuff.
I think with midfield as well, they probably do the biggest job of the whole team. Like, if your midfield's poor, your defense is going to have a lot of pressure. And if your midfield's poor, your attack won't flourish. Midfield is the core, man. Midfield controls the whole game. And the thing is, as well, another thing I think we don't really look at is players are playing. Like, we played 63 games last season. It's crazy. And then you got to think about the international breaks. There's more international breaks now that are happening. So it's like, God forbid you have an injury. Like, let's say he's a Mendy. Okay, he's an 8 out of 10, yeah? In terms of his performance. But then if he gets injured and you've got Skelly now, you've got Rice, I don't think that midfield can carry you the whole, let's say, 6 months, the rest of the season, and, end up winning the Prem. But if you've got more players at your disposal now because of all these games you're playing, if an injury happens, you've got a like-for-like player. And I think that's what Arsenal are trying to do. They're trying to make sure that these players aren't getting burnt out early, like we've seen with Zubimendi. He got burnt out early. It's his first season, but he was run to the ground. And that's not something he's used to, whereas I think Rice, he's used to it, but now we can kind of slowly see that it's starting to take his effects. We saw in the World Cup, didn't really play every game 90 minutes because we can see what's going on. But yeah,
bro,
we've got a chat.
100, yeah. We've got a couple more chats, man. Big up to you guys. Subscribe as well. Links are down below. It's our first show as well, yeah? So
yeah, man. Big up.
Better things to come. But yeah, Manji, big up to you, brother. We need Declan/Bruno for the 6, 100%. Skelly and Eze, my bad. Odegaard, Zubi, Yok, and Havertz. Then Marino fill in wherever across all of these. Sel Jesus, Norgard, Nelson, brother. Is he still there, bro? I forgot about
Bro,
this
he's
guy.
been there since I was in school, I think. He went to my
Oh
sister's
my-
school, Nelson.
That guy, bro. He's a great lad, really good lad. But geez, Louise, man, he's got to go. Midfield is core. I agree. Yeah, and that's what we speak about. You need at least 2 players per position. It's not one versus the other. It's for me, as much as I think Declan gets up and down the pitch amazingly, like he's a great 8, but I think 6, that's him. He is he's probably the best 6 in world football. Like in terms of what he does. Like Rodri, I think he is better than Rice, but I think as a 6 and purely a 6, I think Rice is more physical. He gets up and down the pitch a bit more and everything else. But yeah, let's just go through the chats a bit more. Alf, big up again. Rice, Subamendi, Luis Skelly, and Marino look good enough for me. I would focus on Odegaard's improvement/competition. What do you think, Kas? I'll let you take this one, bro.
Do you know what? I think, but that's the thing, though. Like I said, I think Bruno could even do the 10 role. I'm not joking. I think he could actually do the 10 role, like no problem. Or even Odegaard's position, number 8, if he wanted to. But with Odegaard, I think he's given that role of being quite deep in the midfield. If you noticed, and I've been saying it on my channel as well, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. But he loves to chill with the centre backs.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but have you noticed there's a lot of times in the game where he's with the centre backs when he's the most creative player on the pitch, well, he's supposed to be anyway, and he's so far back, like he's nowhere near the striker, nowhere near the wingers, and it's like Rice is further up than him. So I don't know what kind of, and I don't know if it's a trust thing where Arteta doesn't trust Zubimendi to carry the ball up from the defense to the attack, but we know that with Bruno he can definitely do it. But in terms of focusing on Odegaard, what would you say? You'd rather sell him, or you'd say you'd replace him with Bruno? Is that what you mean by that? But one quick thing I want to say about Nelson as well, which might piss you off. The guy's on 100 grand a week.
Oh man.
100 grand a week.
Bro, it's just charity at this point, bro. Literally, it's just expenses, like writing these expenses off. Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? Yeah, we need, bro, just freeing up 2 or 3 of these fringe players. Like Norgard, someone mentioned it earlier. Manji, like he's still there. He hardly played last season, and I think that was more of a if we need him. Like Jorginho, we relied on him a bit too much towards the end. But just going back to the Odegaard thing, we do have Eze, like we keep forgetting.
Yeah,
I
forgot to mention that. Yeah,
that played a part in not getting and going all out for Rodgers, because I think they are similar, and I think Eze does offer more in terms of consistency throughout the moments that he has and stuff. Like Rodgers is great, don't get me wrong, but I think Eze is more comfortable playing on the left and across the midfield where he needs to. So I think Eze could be the competition for Odegaard, but don't write Odegaard off, bro, because he had a great World Cup and he's been injured so many times with this knee thing last season. Like he got injured, played 1 game, injured the same knee or something like that. Like he was out 3 or 4 times within a short span.
Yeah, I love Odegaard. Like he's done a great job being the Arsenal captain and whatnot. And bro, he hardly loses the ball. It's so hard to tackle him. When Norway played Brazil, the Brazilian players said, "Look, listen, Odegaard, you can't press him. That's why we can't press, because he just controls the ball, holds the ball so well.
Yeah,
and he loves the press because he knows how to beat the man with a good pass, or just getting out, complicated situations." But I think Odegaard, you don't know. Maybe the Bruno signing might give Odegaard a bit more freedom, and we might start seeing the old Odegaard back, because Odegaard, he's had his injuries. The midfield with Thomas Partey was good, but in some ways, we did leak a few goals that we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And I think when you have, like I said, when you have a good midfield, I think everything else kind of flourishes. Like when you think of PSG, you don't think of the defense, you don't think of the keeper, you think of the attack secondary, but everybody talks about Vitinha and João Neves. Like they're the best midfield duo in club football right now, because they play off each other so well. And I feel like we can definitely replicate that with the signing of Bruno.
Yeah.
We got chat.
Yeah, we've got another couple. Big up to everyone. Odegaard controls the tempo single-handedly when our midfield is having an off day. We prayed for Odegaard when Zubi is off for the latter part of the season. We should keep Odegaard. Yeah, I agree, man. And I think this kind of goes into the next one from Alf. I'm afraid Odegaard is going downhill. Do you think Dauman will play in PM? What's PM? Am I bugging out? We'll play in PM.
No, it does say PM, yeah. In Parliament, or you mean in the Premier League?
Yeah, but no, I get what he's trying to say. He's probably saying like attacking.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Do you know what? We're forgetting, like we have Dauman, but we also have Wanyeri, bro, who can offer competition in that 10. Because I think Wanyeri, as good as he did on the right,
you said PO. You said PO, but yeah.
I think Dauman, bro, we saw he got little snippets last season, but I think, bro, he's only going to get better. He's going to have the experience. He's a Premier League winner, bro. The youngest ever Premier League winner.
It's mad, isn't it, when you think about that?
That's adding another couple inches to him, if you know what I mean. Pause. But you know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to be on top of the world, brother. Like,
yeah. That Everton game, when he scored, bro, he helped us with that. If it weren't for him, he probably could have drawn and dropped points. You never know. But
exactly.
He was part of the campaign, did really well. We did sign a new 16-year-old wonder kid as well. Looks like Eminem. If you haven't seen my YouTube short, go and check out my channel. I uploaded it a few hours ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Dauman, I feel like he's gonna. I don't think Arsenal are gonna make him play more games because again, he's still very, very young, and I think they want to, kind of ease him into the Arsenal team going forward as the seasons go on as well. And Wanyeri, I don't know if he's in Arteta's plans, man. I'll be honest, I really don't know because
it's upsetting, man.
If you think about the signings that we're going to make, like Bruno, or if we don't get Vinicius and we get an Alvarez or Barcola, whoever it is, where do you play Wanyeri? At what point do you bring him in the game? Because remember, for each position, we've got Gyökeres, Havertz, we've got Zolis, and we've probably got Martinelli for now. Right, Saka, Madueke.
Yeah.
10, Eze, Odegaard. Rice, we've got Skelly. And then we've got Zubimendi and Marino. That's midfield. That's 4 midfielders there. And obviously defense, I don't need to mention because Wanyeri ain't going to play there. So where do you play Wanyeri? And at what point do you bring him on?
The thing is, yeah, I think it all depends on how fit is Saka. Is Madueke gonna even turn up and put in a cross and not run it out into the car park? Like bro, when you're fighting on all these fronts, yeah, Premier League, Champions League, Carabao, FA Cup, is it World Club Cup? I don't even know. Like when you win the Prem, it's just Champions League actually, isn't it? Yeah, obviously Community Shield, all these. So, bro, there's so many games in the season. I think I saw a stat that Rice played more games last season than Chelsea and United, which is mental. And we've seen what it's done to him, bro. So we forget how much you actually have to rotate. And I know we need rhythm. We need players with the chemistry to build it up when they play with each other to a certain point. But there's no denying Wanyeri bailed us out that season on the right a few times, yeah. I feel like he's more of a 10 because he's so silky. He's like an Odegaard with lower center of gravity and everything. Better technique in my eyes when it comes to shots and everything. But I can't rule him out, bro. I can't see. I know Arteta, I don't think he favors him, and you're right. But from my personal standpoint, I think he needs to be challenging in that 10 role, bro. Because he's super young, but he's so mature for his age as well. Like a Dauman, but I think obviously he's older, so he's got more experience and stuff. But
we got a chat from.
Are you done? Are you done with him then?
I'm not. I want to say I'm done, but I feel like he's going to go out on loan a few times, man. That's what I can see happening. But yeah, we got a chat from Opportunity. I just see it.
Yeah. So let's go back to Alf's last one. If he's good enough, he's old enough. Yeah.
He's talking about Dauman. Yeah.
Dauman. Yeah, we saw that last season. Yeah, Opportunity. Big up to you.
Sell Madueke to Dulwich Hamlet and make Ethan take his spot. Yeah, I mean, look, Madueke, he has his critics out there, but look, he's won a Premier League for us. He's helped us. Did well for England as well at times. And again, you've got Dalman, you've got Saka, you've got Madueke and Wanyeri. That's 4 right wingers. So this is what I'm saying, is somebody has to go. Like Dalman, he's still young. Like I said, I don't think he's going to be playing every single week as a sub. I doubt we'd see that because he's 16. He's not. I don't think he's ready for that role of having that much football.
So if you was Arteta, yeah, who would you had to let go of one of those who you mentioned? Who would it be and why? And chat, let us know as well.
I like Saka, of course, whatnot. Madueke, do you know what? With Madueke's, man, there was spells where he was better than Saka.
Oh yeah. There
was spells where he was better
injury,
than Saka.
though, to be fair.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a point where he's got a few assists. He was getting corners for us. He was, very direct, crossing the ball in for Gyökeres. Like there was so many parts of the season where he did show up in some way or another. But I think for me, I'd probably have to let Madueke go. I like Wanyeri a lot. I feel Wanyeri's a very technical player. I feel like he gets out of tight spots amazing. I don't know if you guys seen that viral clip of him playing against the AC Milan defender. The way he twisted him up was crazy. But he's got a great shot on him as well. We saw the City goal when we beat them 5-1. We saw the goal against Girona in the Champions League. Scored outside the box, bottom left corner. But I think his defensive work is what lets Wanyeri down. He's quite a small lad, so he doesn't really, I don't think he can rustle and bustle like Martinelli does. And I think that's what Arteta's kind of looking at and evaluating. Okay, I don't think he can do the job off the ball. Unfortunately, that's not his role as a right winger traditionally, but in Arteta's system, like I said, the left wing and right wing is kind of like another left back, another right back.
Yeah. You touched on something very, very out of the box thinking, because we have all the talent, but when you think of off the ball, I think that's what favors an Arteta player being an Arteta player, because Saka, bro, he doubles up as a wing back. Same with Martinelli. I remember when Eze played left wing against Villa last season away, and you remember he got caught out at the back post and left his man, I think it was Cash, and then he scored. You could tell his reaction, Eze's reaction's bro, what have I just done? Like he felt like he's shot someone, because he felt that guilty, because bro, that's what Arteta expects from you. That's what he wants. And he didn't play for ages after that, bro. So you're right when you say it's not just all the talent in the world and, silky slicks and flicks and Cruyff turns and, get this Instagram and TikTok edit done and I look sick. It's about off the ball, work rate for the team, systems, which we keep talking about. And Wanyeri, he's got to figure it out, bro, because there's a reason why he had such a great season the season before covering, and then he weren't in the plans at all this season, last season just gone. So yeah, if I had to choose a player to get rid of, it probably would be Madueke as well, because we've seen it at Chelsea, bro. We've seen it, I think, PSV, England, Arsenal as well. Like he has so many great moments and pockets, but it's just not consistent, bro. And I feel like he's better than Saka at beating a player in terms of pace and movement.
He's direct. He's direct.
Yeah, he's more direct. That's the word. But the end product is just up, bro. I felt like punching my screen watching that World Cup sometimes. I was like, come on, man. Like, you have so much potential, but it's just something just doesn't click in his head.
He knocks the ball forward to the point where he can't retrieve it to dribble. That's the thing. And that's like Sunday league stuff. That's what I used to do. I'm a centre back by trade. And when I try to dribble, I'm knocking it too far forward because I can't dribble.
Yeah.
But this is the thing he was doing. But I mean, like you said, off the ball, Arteta has his favourites. The reason why Havertz is in the team, goal kicks, he wins the headers. That's why Arteta loves him.
Yeah.
Martinelli, the reason why he's loved is because he can have the worst season in terms of goal average. But when it comes to tracking back, Martinelli is the best in the league. When it comes to helping out left back. Trust me, Martinelli, there was a point, I think it was in the Everton game, where they were on the counter and Martinelli's pace stopped a man from scoring. And I remember in the post-match analysis in Sky Sports, they were like, thank God Martinelli was there, because if it was anybody else, like Zubimendi, he would have got beaten for pace. And I think we were playing Newcastle. I think Alanga must have had the ball, or somebody with great pace. Now they were saying how lucky Arsenal were to have Martinelli at that position, and it was from a corner as well.
Yeah, it's true, man. And look, every player throughout history has a job in the team, and it's just at this moment in time with football, it's more about systems, and you need players to do both sides of the coin, you know. But we are going to catch up on the chat. Big up to all the comments, man. Wow, amazing.
Yeah, I know, man. Keep them coming, man. This is our first podcast, so it's great to see some engagement.
Yeah, man. Manji again. Wanyeri, I agree. Very difficult to put him anywhere right now. Needs a loan probably. It's either him or Madueke, but Arteta prefers Madueke for getting corners. Yeah, and we've just signed him, man. We paid a lot of money, bro. What, 60 mil? So that's no chump change, bro.
Yeah, it was quite a decent fee, but yeah, it's only been a year.
Yeah. Alf again, I think if Madueke clicks, he could become a 20 GA player. Yeah. I hope you're right, bro. And I want him to click, but I just think with Saka being there, Madueke, I think they disrupt each other's rhythm. And that's not a bad thing for us because we've got great cover, but I think one of them always suffers, you know. Even Saka had a terrible season, more so because Madueke was keeping him out of the team. We didn't have to flog him too much where we had to before.
Yeah. They always say judge a player in his second season, so you never know. Could be a 20-goal average player.
Let's hope, man. Let's hope. Opportunity again. Now, seriously though, lads, this pre-season is vital for Ethan. I personally would loan him again. Bournemouth, that's a great shout, you know. That is a great shout. Brentford and Fulham have a decent track record for development over 9 months. You know what? Bournemouth is great. I feel like, but Areola's left.
Areola's gone, man, so I feel I have to cross off Bournemouth.
Yeah, you don't know how that's going to pan out.
Brentford are good. I think
Fulham,
even Brighton, bro. Brighton would be a good shout. They develop players wicked. Like, bro, think about all the players Brighton have bought, which you've never heard of in your life. Yeah, they probably come from a South American cave. I don't know where they come from, like Diego Gomez. And then they develop these players to the point where you're like, wow. I mean, look what they've done with Danny Welbeck. He's on his way to Chelsea now at 35 years old.
Mad. It's mad. Well, what are they cooking over there in Chelsea, bro? But yeah, we'll go through the chat and probably talk about them a little bit. Manji again. Is this the same one? No, different one, isn't it?
That's different.
Wanyeri needs to go on loan, keep Madueke. If he has a similar season, then replace him with Wanyeri. Excuse me. Depending on his development, or just let both go. Wow. Unfortunately. And
get Rayan.
Rayan from Bournemouth.
Rayan just joined Bournemouth, man. And like I said, you're going to be paying 100 million. He's a Brazil starter as well.
Yeah. I'm not sold on him, bro. Like, I know he's great. I know he's got talent. You can see it already, but I don't think he's there yet. And I guess you want to get there before he gets there to save money. But that buyout clause, like you said, bro, 100 million.
Yeah.
Madness.
All right. Him or Krupi, who you taking in Arsenal if you had a chance?
I'd say Krupi. I think Krupi is long term, but I think with Rayan, like, we don't need him as much as we need a striker, if that makes sense. Because right wing, like you said, we've got 4 players that could arguably do a great job there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I prefer Krupi only because, like you said, we don't need the right winger. I think we've got a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Opportunity again. If you guys can remember, Steve Guppy for Leicester, Madueke is a clone. So he
clone,
said that clone of him minus the end product. I don't know if I remember him, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It might be before our time. I know my hairline says I'm like 40 something, but I am not. But yeah, no, I'll research him anyway. Tamina, big up. My name is Tamina Ahmed. I just subscribed to your channel. Thank you very much. It's my first time watching your YouTube. Please, can you give me a shout out? Well, that's your shout out. So big up to you.
Well done, Tamina.
Big up to you. Make sure you subscribe to Kas as well, because we are going to be doing a lot more.
So joint podcast. So make sure my link's down below in the description as well. All Arsenal stuff. Come on, guys.
That's it, man. First stream, first podcast. We've known each other for years, since we year 2? Year 3?
Year three, yeah.
Year 3.
That's when I moved to London when I was in year 3.
Yeah, I moved to...
My Brum boy by trade as well.
He hasn't got the accent, the Birmingham accent.
Thank God, left that.
Yeah, man. Now, big up to everyone that's tuning in. 12 people in the chat. Opportunity again. Big up to you, brother. I agree with Brighton, but I was going to say that, man. Hurts love, bruv. That guy. He's the saltiest manager, man. Honestly. How can all follow Kas? How can all? Yeah, his link is in the description of this video.
Yeah.
To his channel, and his name is on the screen.
My name on the screen is my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, give him a shout out. Yeah, bro. No, obviously went on a big tangent because of the chat, which is great. But I think where we're at right now, we've got so much depth, even from last season's signings, or the season before, I should say, with an Eze, obviously Gyökeres, like all these players that were missing in past seasons throughout the whole of a season, that we didn't need to rely on most players, even though we just scraped the league. But obviously Eze, he played a lot of games when you think about it compared to Crystal Palace. But again, like Odegaard, Eze, like Marino were playing time. Like, bruv, where do you see Eze's season going this season? Because he needs to have a big season, bro, in my eyes.
I think in England, we saw he looked like his old self. Obviously, with Arteta's system, it is quite restrictive because it's very, very systematic compared to Palace, what he's doing there. But he's not, he's at the opposite end of 20 now. Like he's almost hitting 30. What, he's 29? He's going to be 29 this year. And in his position, I don't think you can, he's not, I don't think he's that type of player where he can play till he's like 34, 33 and maintain a high level. Especially when you got the likes of Wanyeri who's developing behind you at the same time. But yeah, he needs to have a big season. I felt like his season wasn't bad this year. But at the same time, you know, I think we always judge him by his Palace days. And I think the Eze we expected from Palace is what we wanted at Arsenal. Didn't happen in that manner because, again, Arteta's system. But I think some signings can actually help elevate other players. Like Gyökeres, he needs service. So you need some more creative players on the pitch, which we've recruited on the left wing so far. Bruno Guimaraes or Vinny Jr. It will help elevate Gyökeres. And likewise with Eze, I think if you know you've got a solid midfield that Arteta trusts, then I think Eze will probably flourish a bit more. So that's how I look at it anyway. So I think this transfer window will determine these players.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, I feel like we forget, yes, he's Prem proven, but the amount of games he's had to play or would have had to play if you played most games is ridiculous because you're going Champions League, all these, well, in theory, all these FA Cup and you know, Carabao's at further stages, along with an England camp and everything else, World Cup and qualifiers. So look, he's had to adjust as much as a Gyökeres would have, yeah, because of the sheer amount of pressure, games, quality of opposition you're playing against, because Champions League is no joke, bro. Like imagine Crystal Palace, one game a week, maybe one game every 2 weeks if they're not in the FA Cup and that. So look, I'm not stressed about Eze. We've seen the quality over the years. We've seen him turn up for us even last season in pockets. But I'm not mad because he can play a left wing. He can play in the center. And bro, he's really good. But again, it's just figuring out where he is in this system. And I think we just have to wait and see. Like you said, if a Bruno comes in, a Wanyeri comes back, gives him a kick up the bum, I think, yeah, it's a great time to be an Arsenal fan, man. We have to forget of all the players that we've signed over the past season, the past year.
Yeah.
Rather than getting stressed, we haven't signed a Rodgers or, you know, an Alvarez yet or a Vinny yet. Like, we have to just relax, man. We've got Berta in, who's probably one of our best signings. You know, obviously we got to trust him to get the players in. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Going back to the chat.
Yeah, we've got a few chats.
Yeah, opportunity. All blessings to you guys. Hope your brand grows for the rest of the year and foreseeable future. Big love, bro. Honestly,
big love, man. Appreciate it. Make sure you lock in, man. Every Monday, same time. Yeah, we're gonna have the stream going on.
That's it, man. All things Arsenal. Manji, sorry, I can't even speak. Who do we need more, Vinny or Alvarez? If Alvarez, we play with Martinelli. If we get Vinny, we play with Havertz and York. Who would suit us? I think we have very little chance of getting either. Yeah, we spoke about this a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Kaz, remind us again. What did you say?
Yeah, I was kind of saying that with Vinny, obviously he's just left wing. That's his position. Ballon d'Or, always in the conversations. He's a game changer. Kind of gives you that nostalgia of the old school, you know, not really systematic player, but you know, he's he's got amazing talent, like that kind of Ronaldinho's. Like he could come on and make a huge difference. Obviously, defensively he's a bit weak, but I feel like his pros outweighs his cons.
Yeah.
With Alvarez, I think if we got Alvarez instead of Vinny, the good thing about Alvarez is as well is that he can play striker and he can play left wing. We saw that with Argentina. And obviously Alvarez, he's deadly in front of goal. But you have to think about it this way. What is the position that we probably need more than anything in terms of the front three? It's definitely going to be left wing. I think right wing is quite secure. I think because, like I said, we have 4 options there, and they're all good options. Like we've got Saka, one of the best right wingers in the world. Left side was a bit weak. Trossard, I felt like the last 5 games of the season is when he improved. But again, he was 31, 32, so he's gone. And Martinelli's not the same as the season where he scored 14 goals. So I think Vinny, Alvarez, who do I pick that's probably more likely to get done? I'll probably say Alvarez, even though they both can be quite tricky because Alvarez wants Barcelona, not us. And on top of that, they're going to ask for a hefty fee as well. So I think Alvarez probably, the easier transfer if I had to pick. But Vinny, he could definitely elevate Arsenal in different ways. But again, will he suit the system? That's the question we need to ask. And the thing is as well, we've got 2 left wingers. Let's say we got Vinny. We've got 2 left wingers starting at the same time. Yeah, for Arsenal. So if Zolis starts playing better than Vinny, then what do we do with Vinny? And Vinny's not the type of player that wants to be a bench warmer. I think with Zolis, he seems a bit more humble. And he knows that he's only come for 35 million. He's played against Arsenal Club Brugge, got slapped about. But with Vinny, this is the thing. So doesn't mean that because you get a world-class player that it will pan out. You know, you heard the diva stories. So this is the thing. This we have to take into account as well.
Yeah, we forget about Zolis, you know. I know he's gone under the radar because we're so focused on a Vinny or Rodgers or whatever. But his numbers, bro. I don't know if that's a chat GPT thing or there's a cheat code in there or I don't know, bro. But that is mad. His stats are actually mad. I know it's different leagues and everything, but yeah, I agree with Kas, man. I think the easiest signing that we could possibly get is an Alvarez. Less disruptive in terms of wages, you know, maybe upsetting a few players in terms of being a star man or whatever. But then I think a Vinny just takes us to another level, man. Not saying Alvarez doesn't, but I just think in terms of what our left wing has offered us the past couple of seasons, few seasons, bro, do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's our 2 pence. Tamina, again, can you tell Kas I just subscribed to his channel? So
thank you, Tamina.
Big up to you. Keep up the good work, both, and subscribe to both channels on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We appreciate everyone. Yeah. Kas, unfortunately, we're gonna have to wrap up. We've just gone over an hour and 15. Yeah, we've got another podcast we're doing with Between the Lines podcast. Yeah, so we're gonna jump on there. I'll put a link at the end of this video anyway, in the comments, so you can head on over there. We've got in about half an hour, we're on there with another 2 podcasters. One's a Tottenham fan, one's a United fan, so a bit of a different perspective on football and Arsenal. So yeah, if you want to tune in, I'll put the link there. But yeah, subscribe over here. Subscribe to Kas, like the video, hype it, do all that good stuff. We're back next Monday, 8 p.m. If not, I'll let you know and I'll change the listing. But yeah, man, more things to come. Obviously, it's been great. Can't believe it's been over an hour already. But yeah, teething problems was a bit late, but bro, it's been a great catch up. Great chat to see where we're both at with transfers and the chat as well, man. But yeah, Kas,
yeah,
bro,
man.
what are you saying?
Yeah, it's gonna be a good journey. Obviously, I think things will kind of spice up once the league starts. Obviously, right now we're kind of focusing on transfers. I think for next week we're gonna have a better plan as well. Probably talk about other teams as well. What's been happening with them. But yeah, really enjoyed the chat. Engagement's great. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to both our YouTube channels, Life of Broski. Subscribe to that guy Kas as well, myself. If you love Arsenal content, we're both going to be doing our podcast now every Monday. So yeah, just make sure you subscribe, join along for the journey, and look out for some vlogs as well.
Yeah,
and then we also, just to cut you off quickly. We'll be bringing some special guests on as well.
Yeah,
so,
I was just gonna say that. Yeah. We're looking to get different fans' perspectives, not just us, because we grew up together. So we're going to naturally think a bit of the same on most things. But yeah, we want to get different Arsenal fans' perspectives, but also other players, other teams' fans' perspective as well. Because, you know, like there's always content creators trying to get a clip of the most viral thing to say and whatever, but we just want to chilled out talk, you know, and
Organic.
yeah, it's important.
So make
Exactly.
it organic.
That's the word, man. Organic. But yeah, if you're watching this back, smash a like, subscribe to both of us. Links are in the description. We'll be back next week on Monday, 8 p.m. UK time. And yeah, let me know in the comments as well what you want to see us talk about, whether it's predictions for the league, whether you think other teams should be talked about. To be honest, we just want to talk about Arsenal, but we have to, don't we? We have to. But yeah, man, catch us on Between the Lines podcast in about 25 minutes, man. And I'll link that down below as well. Anyway, from me and Kas, you guys have been amazing. Yeah, we'll catch you next week. Peace.